Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Rufio Phoenix at Phoenix Protocol Gaming, and let's talk a little bit about Destiny 2 and Warlocking. Alright, so, as you know, I practice Warlock on the video game of Destiny, and I've done it since D1 when Sun Jesus was literally Sun Jesus. But today, we're going to kind of go over what my character does, what my build does. So my build, I had some help setting this up in the first place because I'm not too terribly traversal about multi-stat makes, but I had some help building this, and I decided I wanted to, in the end of the game, I wanted to have a class base, with a Grenadier class base. And yes, I have quite a stat in melee and in my class ability as well as my weapons, but my health is kind of low. Hear me out on this. Yes, I'm a little squishy. However, this is where it really gets interesting. We're going to run Song of Flame. It's the best one in the game, according to me, because I don't know about you, but that Well of Radiance is great in a raid and a strike, but put that in the Crucible and it won't go off ever. So let's go ahead and assess Song of Flame. So Radiant, my weapons are enhanced by the power of the Traveler and deal increased damage to combatants. While I am Radiant, my weapons are pierce the shields and barriers of champions and stun them. That allows me to pop shields really quickly and put them in a state where I could just deal them a bunch of DPS. Scorch, targets in the a target that is singed by destructive solar light, taking damage over time. Scorch damage increases as the target accumulates more scorch stacks. So if I drop my grenade on like 3 people, they're like right next to it, and one walks into it, that one's gonna die, then the next one's gonna die, then the other one might die. Yeah, it's pretty good scores, right? Okay, so after enough scorch stacks are applied to the target, they ignite. And then we also have Ignition, a large solar explosion which deals damage into the area around the target and stuns unstoppable champions. Okay, so then we have to think about the Song of Flame. Unleash your inner fire, making your equipped weapons radiant and enhancing your abilities. Press C to release your melee, to snap your fingers, and radiant to do this, basically. Your incinerator snap. And then, come on. And then Q is your grenade, and basically you just spam those back and forth one to another. You just here's a snap, here's a grenade, here's a snap, here's a grenade. If you want to get fancy with it, you can also touch them with Ignition Touch and light them on fire with a melee, like a smack. Just a regular smack will make them light on fire. So, snap, smack, grenade. Snap, smack, grenade, right? Okay, that's your super, and it lasts for a while. Plus, you will also do a lot more than just this. You got your average stuff, and then your fragments are your Ember of Mercy, your Ember of Resolve, your Ember of Searing, your Ember of Combustion, and your Ember of Solace. When you revive an Ember of Mercy, when you revive an ally and other nearby allies gain restoration, picking up fire sprites or little, you get solar things you can pick up. It grants restoration. Solar Grenade, Final Blows cure you. Defeating Scorch target grants melee energy that creates fire sprites. Final Blows with Solar Super causes targets to ignite and creates fire sprites. Radiant and restoration effects applied to you have increased duration. Icarus Dash, that's my favorite thing ever since the beginning. It is possibly the most solar meta material you can have outside of Daybreak. And then you also have Heat Rises. So when I fire a weapon, a melee, or throw a grenade while gliding or in the air, I press Q to holding. I can press Q to hold and consume my grenade and my Heat Rises, and releasing a burst of healing energy that cures nearby allies. The strength of the burst is increased when a healing grenade is consumed. Final Blows with Airborne increases the duration of Heat Rises and grants melee energy. So, in other words, this is like constant snap and throw spam on a super, and only during the super. However, that we're not done. Oh, we are not done. You have different stuff here that gives you all your super effect energy and some solar stuff. You basically generate a bunch of orbs of power for your super. Your whole armor setup does this. And your exotic armor will be osmiomancy, and the osmiomancy gloves, because you want the cold snap grip. When you don't want it for the cold snap, but you want it for the stasis effects when you're using your stasis primary, your first weapon, which should be a stasis pulse rifle, a stasis SMG, or if you can, a hand cannon. You can mix this up. The way I mix it up is by doing this, and this is the original build. I'm running it with this and this because I'm running into the Iron Banner currently. But yeah, this is also from the Iron Banner, or at least the ornament is. So with the boots as well. Anyway, all of this generates orbs of power and gives me back my abilities even quicker. All of this allows me to do that through this and this. In other words, fast-firing pulse rifle with high impact ratio, precision shotgun slug shell, strand LMG target seeking missile worms that blow up and create threadlings that also blow up when you touch them. That's great, dude. That's just fantastic, isn't it? But yeah, that's my current build. I use this regularly to play. I've been playing this game since I've been playing Destiny since D1 on the beta testing of it, and I've then played the beta test or open beta that was for Destiny 2, and then have been playing since then further on, and have uninstalled and reinstalled and played this game off and on for about 3,000 hours, maybe, just to myself. But yeah, this is how I play. I play a Song of Flame, Dawnblade, Solar Warlock, that just runs around and destroys everything. If you're gonna run any exotics with your solar, you should probably run this. You should probably run your Sunshot, because shooting them in the head and a kill causes an explosion of solar grenades. Or if you're really special, you could run the Duality shotgun, and whenever you have your special ammo in the multiplayer, you can either pellet them on a hip shot that's pretty accurate, or you can directly slug them in the chest or higher, and you will probably get a kill on 2-tap. This basically you'll never use in the Crucible ever, or Gambit. However, these two are your most primary. This, although, is great in basically any raid you'll ever play in, or any strike or any public event. This is your overall primary. It is a burst rifle from the most recent and active Iron Banner event that's going on. I'm having the greatest time playing with you guys. I know sometimes I'm a spiteful bitch, but you know what? We're gonna drop the wrist on bitch fists, and we're gonna say, guys, I'm having fun. And I hope you need heals, because I'll be running around doing a lot of that. Anyway, next part of my build is, of course, the artifact. Then we have Fever Chill, we have Torch, we have Kindling Trigger. So, rapid precision kills with solar weapons grants radiant. Rapid precision kills with stasis weapons grants frost armor. Torch, while radiant, deal increased weapon damage to combatants affected by strand and stasis debuffs. Radiant causes solar weapons to apply scorch to unscorched combatants. Target final blows, stasis final blows slow or freeze targets, and then a burst slows combatants and grants frost armor to allies caught in the blast. While your super is nearly fully charged, ability final blows spawn orbs of power. Dealing sustained damage to severed targets unravels them, and defeating severed targets while a hotspot of strand energy grant. Anyway, this is for strand. I'm not even gonna read that. Damn, that's a lot of words. Too bad I'm not reading them. I already read them. But anyway, it's a lot of words. It's a lot of stacks. While you are the only member of your fire team, precision weapon final blows increase the weapon damage until you are defeated. Anyway, peace. I hope you enjoyed my Warlock build. Stay awesome, Ninja. Drink coffee. Be awesome. Be excellent. Yes, I know it's not max level yet. That would be 550. I'm going there. Give me time. Anyway, peace. I'll see you in another video.